Our third pillar is called 3G Test Prep. By the time a student reaches the 11th grade, he or she is hit with a new kind of pressure: entrance examinations. The final selection of entrance exams, whether it is engineering, medical or others, happen in the 11th standard, as they have already chosen a stream of their choice and as per their scores in 10th grade. However, even though the decision of choosing a stream happens when in 10th grade, our system has been engaging in preparing the student from the 6th standard onwards in an intuitive manner, and when he or she enters grade 11, the preparation becomes a bit more obvious and focused towards test preparation. Why did we take this as a pillar? You might be wondering, why did we take this as a pillar? Well, just like in the case of board examinations, a student preparing for entrance exam also has to attend schools, tuition centers and coaching classes, and from all these places they get grilled about scoring high marks in their 12th grade board exams as well as getting top ranks in entrance exams. And this pressure flows to them from their teachers, parents, peers, relatives and even the society. Even the coaching centers and tuition centers put the competition amongst themselves onto the shoulders of a student. And these days they even have school ranking competitions and coaching center competitions and even tuition center competitions. And all of this builds pressure on a child's mind. Let me share with you some amazing facts about joint entrance examinations held this year in 2015. To help you understand the importance of why an aspirant needs specialized coaching and attention to attempt these exams. As per the News and Times of India, a little over 13 lakh students appeared for the JEE mains held on the 14th of April 2015, whereas last year this number was 13.56 lakh. Now, this decrease in the number is clearly showing that the interest of students in the field of engineering is going down. On one hand, where the total number of candidates appearing for exams has reduced, the ratio of the candidates who have opted to give these exams online has increased this year to a total of 1.86 lakhs, which was 1.71 lakhs the last year. I'm sure you know only the top 1.5 lakh candidates, including all categories, based on performance in JEE main, qualify to appear in the JEE advanced examinations, which means only 11.5% students this year succeeded in making it to the JEE advanced. But even the successful candidates who made it to the top 1.5 lakh can be called eligible to appear in the JEE advanced exams only if they fulfill either of these two conditions: scoring above 75% marks in their respective boards or qualifying in the top 20 percentile of their respective boards. Now let's look at the competition side of JEE. Maximum marks for the JEE examinations is 360, and students generally score between -40 to 360 marks. The competition factor here is 13 lakh students and 400 marks, which is 3,250 students per mark, which means losing just one mark could push you down below 3,250 students, meaning going down 3,250 ranks. Now that does sound scary, isn't it? Did you know 99% of students appearing for JEE struggle with time management? 90% of the students appearing for JEE don't plan their attempts. Almost 90% of the students waste their time on questions they don't even attempt. And guess what? 85% of the students appearing start to lose confidence right from the first question onwards. However, what's interesting is that most students who fail in the first attempt of their entrance exams end up scoring top ranks in the repeated and the re-repeated attempts. Now, why does this happen? Well, the answer is simple. This happens because attempting the entrance exams at first, they would have already understood, may have gotten better in using the strategies for cracking those exams. This makes it critical to understand that test preparation is all about choosing the right strategy, because as an entrance aspirant, you have to be a warrior. In other words, a fighter, a performer, or an achiever. And the only way you get to do all of this together is by following the perfect strategy. Now let me tell you something about the exam strategies. Examination strategy has 4 elements which impacts the final scores. And these are accuracy and speed, time management, attempt planning, and stamina. Experts in the entrance preparation industry say that adopting the right strategy alone can increase the score by up to 20%. I will be explaining each of these elements in a detailed video probably later, but for now, I would like to explain about what we mean by attempt planning. We can say that there are three kinds of attempts that a student can make. Perfect attempt, meaning getting the answer right after spending an ideal amount of time. Overtime attempts, which is taking more than ideal amount of time and then not attempting that question. Wasted attempts, meaning getting the answer wrong after spending a certain amount of time. You know, one wasted attempt, and you know what? One wasted attempt is equal to losing 5 marks. And in terms of ranks, going below 16,250 ranks. You can do the maths. In the test prep world, they say that there are 3 ways to crack an entrance exam. Number 1 is to prove your academic performance. Well, this has just about 5% impact on your scores, and the time needed to achieve this really depends on the content. Number 2 is to improve desirable behaviors. Now, this has about 10% impact on your scores, and about 3 to 4 tests with behavioral feedback will be enough for you to achieve it. Number 3 is to improve your exam technique. Now, this has about 20% impact on your scores, and around 1 or 2 tests with examination technique feedback will help you to achieve it. In 3G K-12 system, we have also taken into consideration the students who would need a last-minute revision strategy. And this is very interesting. To do this, we have made sure that the difficult areas are mapped as per the weightage of each topic and chapter as stated by CBSE. This is called weightage strategy. Let me explain this using an example. For higher grades, even the weightage matrix for test preparation is based on the chapters and categorized into 4 levels. High input, high output, high input, low output, low input, high output, low input, and low output. Now, if a student has very little time left for preparation, the best way to prioritize the use of time effectively will be to focus on LH, which is low input and high output, so that with little effort, they can learn chapters which can give them maximum marks, and then move on to high input and high output, and then to low input and low output, and finally to high input and low output if there is more time at hand. The same priority can be used even while attempting the exams as well. Also, in order to remove the fear from the mind of the learner as well as the parents so that they become stress-free and have more confidence, we have built in the components to revise, practice, and assess in an intuitive and engaging manner. We have also mapped the questions from previous years so that the student can get the confidence to face the exam by continuously practicing on real questions. At 3G K-12 Test Prep, we help them save almost 1,500 hours per year and be absolutely stress-free and burden-free while mastering these techniques well ahead of time without having even the need to go anywhere other than their school.